Hey everyone, welcome back to K-Tales. Let's play more Coffee Talk, episode 2. The Evening Whispers, Monday, September 25th, 2023. First wave of visa applications to Europe rejected for failure to include passport signatures. The rise and fall of Weirdstein box offices, a brief history. Sold out replica astronaut suits experience an extreme increase in sales. Suspicious. I hope the power hiccups didn't affect the machine too much. This is a very slow start. Here we go. Right in the nick of time. Welcome, you two. It's a relief to see you safe and sound. Okay, yes, we're also very relieved. It was a little scary last time. We analysed the events of the evening and found them 31.245% frightening and 68.755% distasteful. Leaving in such a hurry is not an experience we care to repeat. Hopefully this will be a quiet evening. Yes, that is our wish. Anyhow, greetings are customary in cafes, bars, and restaurants, are they not? Therefore, good evening. Even in reality, it should be good night. We find that very strange. That good evening is a way to say hello. A good night is a way to say goodbye. Is this assuming that you never start an encounter at night? Because that theory would appear to be empirically wrong. For example, this is the second time we meet Earthchild, and both times have been at night. Our 100% sample does not bear out the aforementioned premise. Additionally, the very concepts of evening and morning seem only marginally... Amanda? Yes, what is it? I think Kay tried to interject a couple of times. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, Kay. No, it's alright. I didn't have anything important to say. The truth is, I'm not sure why our greetings have a circadian rhythm. Earthlings are creatures of habit, I suppose. They get attached to certain ways of using language, and often don't question the actual meanings of words. Yes, at least in this particular case, no one's getting hurt. Since I arrived here, I've observed that some thoughtless uses of language can have much more painful effect. Indeed. We see, and we agree, and we apologise for interrupting you, Kay. Don't worry about it. Communicating without a hive connection is rather challenging. Besides, we have been in somewhat heightened mental state. We have been finding Earth quite curious, extraordinary even. We're keen to absorb as much information as we can during our visit here. It seems to us our siblings who previously visited Earth came back with findings of a rather superficial nature. We are excited to gather data that will advance the science of Earth studies. Our return to the hive will be triumphal. Of course, we do not do such things for the glory. But still, we are looking forward to seeing our work recognised. So are you a scholar, Miss Amanda? Yes, that is a good equivalence of what we are. We specialise in data gathering and analysis of poorly charted territories. That sounds very impressive. Oh, DGA PCT is much less impressive than our siblings' mission. Silver is an explorer and an adventurer. He is deserving of respect. And his mission to find a prospective partner is of the utmost importance. Still prospective, huh? No progress on that front, I take it? Well, I wouldn't quite say that. Very intriguing. You're always so professional, Kay. You rarely ask direct questions. But I think you're a little curious about the gossip, right? What is gossip? Gossip is information about what goes on in other people's lives. Oh, we see. So it's like data on individual beings then? Yes, that sounds right. We love gossip. What is wrong with it? Nothing at all, and I would love to listen to yours. But let me at least make you a drink first. We must consider our choice of drink carefully. We suggest our sibling goes first. Are you ready to order, Silver? I have an idea, yes. Can we expect an interesting new recipe? You're a barista yourself now, after all. A barista? How am I... Oh, you mean the cafe? Yes, you mentioned you were opening one, didn't you? I am, after a fashion, but I'm not focusing on drink menus just yet. Also intriguing. I promise I'm not just withholding information, Kay, but things are a little complicated. Is it alright if we start with the drink? I'll try my best to explain everything afterwards. That sounds good to me. Then, I think I'd like something simple tonight. Do you remember the first drink I ordered when I came here years ago? Wasn't it a coffee-based drink? It was, a coffee drink, and I think you mentioned it was very bitter? Bitter and tart, right? Yes, I think that's right. A bitter and tart coffee drink. I'm sure isn't the first thing that he orders in the first game is just anything? Bitter. And lemon is tart, right? Makes sense. Let's try that. I don't know. Maybe not that. Let's see what we have in coffee. I haven't got anything with lemon yet. No. Maybe the other way around. That just makes the same thing. I'll just go with that. Here's your drink, Silver. Coffee based, as you asked. It smells good. But it's not quite the drink I had in mind. Yeah, I didn't think so either. Isn't it? It's alright. Don't worry about it. I'll drink it anyway. Sibling, we meant to ask. How did you choose this specific Earthling appearance over another? Our observation is that Earthlings come in a great many varieties, with a near infinity of combinations. Did you run a random generation algorithm? Oh, no, it wasn't random at all. Even if at first it wasn't a conscious process. I chose the way I look because it felt true to who I am. When I first started coming to this cafe, I had a hard time understanding this world and its rules, but there were already some things that I could relate to, some things that felt familiar, like Hyde's eyes that always see beyond the surface, or Gala's outfit, which is a sign of kindness and trust. I borrowed those traits from them without even realizing. You took inspiration from them. Yes, our species seems to have the ability to do that. But Gala's fashion I couldn't keep after all. It came with responsibilities. People stop me all the time to ask me for medical advice. I can see how that would be problematic. Yes, but then I found this fictional universe where all the stories take place in the stars. So I changed my outfit to imitate theirs. And at some point, it all came together. One morning I saw myself in the mirror and I felt right. Like the way I looked matched who I was. It made me feel at peace. So although I look different from when we first met, and although I have learned the ways of this world a bit, and have grown a bit, in many ways I still feel the same. Different, but same. Yes, different, but same. It makes sense to us. It really does. Oh, is this Laurel? No, this is from Pearl. Still no news from Midge. We think the odds are now 84.308 that she is phantoming you. Do you mean ghosting? We mean phantoming, as in when you think you hear a sound, but your ears are merely playing a trick on you. We thought we had established a hive connection with Midge, but it was only a phantom sound after all. Anyhow, what is Pearl saying? That her calendar might clear up soon if I want to meet up? Ooh, Silver. It sounds like things are going very well indeed. I think it may be time I tell you a little bit about this. But we wish to order a drink as well. Oh, of course, I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Amanda. Our apologies, but the machine's having issues today. We'll let you know as soon as it's working again. Curious that Earth drink-making skills are so refined, yet so unreliable. This is a land of contradictions. It sure is. But do carry on, sibling. Right, so I've been relying on Amanda to help me with the online part of online dating, and it's been working really well. On average, there have also been some small issues. Earthlings are strange. Online dating has a reputation for emphasizing that, yes. Some Earthlings express their interests, but when you say hello, they never answer back. While in real life, saying hello is a starter for 99.845% of conversations. It seems that online, more humorous or breeding-orientated openers are favoured. However, if an opener is entirely horned, it is considered out of bounds and angrily dismissed. Horned? Yes, that is when prospective partners send you close-up pictures of their horns. People do that? Oh yes. I think it would be fine after a bit of conversation. If we get into the mood and they ask me first, I'd probably say yes. Horns can be really pretty, you know? It feels very strange when that's the first thing they do, before they even write a single word. I can imagine. And then sometimes Earthlings express interest, but after reading a joke that is statistically funny 99.908% of the time, they answer with a sad face and block communications. Funny for you 99.908% of the time? Yes. Fortunately, online dating is governed by the law of large numbers, which favours persistence. We are patient. Amanda has been spending a lot of time on that app, and it started to work out. I'm now having conversations with some really nice people, especially Pearl. We prefer Laurel. Her facial features are more symmetrical, but Silver seems to favour the asymmetrical Earthling. It's just, she sounds like a really good person. She's a communications director for a charity that fights homelessness. She cares about other people a lot. I don't think she's been very lucky in return. But she's very funny and curious of everything, and her smile... Please desist, we can sense your hormones boiling. And she's the person you might be getting a date with? I really hope so. Do you have a day and a time for your date? No. This is on a different topic. Please excuse me. So I take it you've been enjoying your time on Earth, Miss Amanda? Or not? No, we have been enjoying it, but we also see the limits of it. How do you mean? We are a hive mind. A hive mind knows no boundaries or limitations. We share all our thoughts and desires. It is not difficult for us to connect. We are born connected, but Earthlings are guarded. They have complex emotions, and they have no means of truly knowing what anyone else feels. That makes them afraid of judgment and of hurt. It must be very difficult and painful for them to connect deeply. There is so much they must let go of first. We could not live like that. You said that online networks were like a hive. Like a hive, but not a true hive. A true hive requires honesty and directness, as well as a desire to deeply understand others. I see. You don't think you could ever adapt the way Silver has? Silver is different. Even when he was part of us, we could sense him looking outwards. That is why he's become such an amazing explorer, and that is why he made the effort to learn Earthlings' codes and behaviours. He did not just want to understand, he wanted to experience. We are not like him. We like to seek knowledge on what is different from us. But once we have that knowledge, we are satisfied. Uncovering it and bringing it back is what makes us... happy. This is curious. It seems we are picking up some Earthling instincts after all. It is a good thing that our data readings here should soon be complete. And Silver's on his way to getting a date? It would appear so. Amanda, we have to go. Oh no. What? Again? That call was bad news. The agent... Too late. Just hide behind the counter, quick. Good evening, Mr. Agent. We apologize, but our machine has been having issues. We cannot serve drinks at the moment. You know very well I am not here for drinks. I'd rather not involve any more civilians in this, though. Oh, do you mean me? I'm sorry, but can't whatever this is wait for another night? I haven't finished my drink yet, and it looks like rain again outside. Well, here's something that can't wait, for starters. Barista, did you happen to find an ID card lying around? An ID card? Not that I can recall, no. Well, you haven't been the most trustworthy element, so I think I'm going to look around for it, if it's all the same to you. Maybe it's fallen behind the counter? Let me check our lost and found drawer first. Would this happen to be it? Seems like an important ID card, a shame if someone were to lose it. Well, how astonishing. It was here after all. Sounds like my suspicions weren't entirely wrong, were they? It was an honest mistake. Before you make another honest mistake, I'd like you to remember that I'm good at my job. That sounds like a very impressive job to have. What is it you're doing exactly? We uncover illegal aliens and extradite them, which is why I've been coming here in the first place. A part of me feels like I wasn't supposed to still have the card to give back to him. But I don't really know what else I was supposed to do with it. So, oh well. We keep getting tips that there have been alien sightings around this cafe. Speaking of which, have you noticed anything out of the ordinary, young man? I can't say that I have. I don't come here all that often. It's always seemed very above board to me. Are you sure the tips aren't a prank? It seems that young people enjoy these as a pastime. There are very popular videos of them online. That, maybe it is, but I still have to investigate properly. Otherwise my superiors will have my head on a platter. But you can't waste your time on a cold trail either. Surely your superiors will see that you've done your best? I doubt that. They're a bit obsessed with the alien situation. Obsessed? Is it really that big an issue? Well, having such unusual elements around disturbs the public peace. Your average Joe has no clue what to make of them, you know? It makes people feel unsettled. I see. Although the visible aliens aren't too bad from where I'm standing, at least we can identify and extract them. Aliens who try to pass for Earthlings are a bigger problem. Why so? For one, it just muddles things, no matter how much they try to look like Earthlings. They were born aliens, and aliens they will remain. But now they're aliens who don't look like aliens. What does that mean, you know? Where does it stop? What if some Earthlings decided they want to look like aliens? That would be a huge mess. Would it? Anyway, the top brass insists that we go after them, and in the end that makes my job a lot harder, all that time spent detecting them. Give me a good spacesuit wearing alien any day, you know? Oh, but don't worry about a thing. We at FIRE always find a way to keep the public safe. I see. So how do you go about detecting them exactly? That one's easy. Once I have my suspicions, I check their ID. That makes it all clear, right? Right. I do wonder though, what is it? And I'm sorry if I'm being too curious. I have a habit of putting my foot in my mouth. No, you're good. No harm in asking. In that case, what is it that makes aliens so very different? There are all sorts of people living here. They all have different personalities, different looks. For me, when I walk through the streets of Seattle, and I see that no two people are alike, I'll admit that makes me very happy. So if someone comes from further away, but they feel an Earthling at heart, would they really be more different from the people who live in this city than the people in this city are different from each other? Or would they just be another version of an Earthling? Perhaps no less beautiful? You know what? At the end of the day, I don't know, nor do I care all that much. Just trying to get the job done here. But you sure have opinions, don't you? You wouldn't happen to be friends with aliens yourself, would you? Now, surely that is. You do know that harboring illegal aliens is a crime. Ugh. Amanda. No. What was that? Just the coffee machine. It seems to have restarted now. That's a relief. Right. This is getting more suspicious by the minute. Stand aside. I'm going to conduct a search. What the heck is this? If I'm not mistaken, this is a local cat. It's come over once before. Looks like it might be hiding from another stray. It's very cute. It's also irrelevant to the current. What the hell? Oh, was that his phone? Drat. I have an emergency elsewhere. But if either of you think you're off the hook, you're sorely mistaken. You'll be hearing from me soon. Meow. Thanks, cat. Sylvie, you're trembling. It's alright. You can come out now, I think, Amanda. And the cat's asleep. Well, we found this experience 100% distasteful. Actually, it was 40.235 distasteful and 20.384% scary and 38.931% exciting. I apologize. This is just nerves. We are truly sorry for this disturbance. It's not your fault at all. But should you be sticky around here, the agent might come back. No, I lured him away, at least for now. You did? Although it's a good thing the little cat came in when it did. It brought us some precious minutes. What sort of earthling are you? Meow. We see. Do you speak cat? We can feel this earthling's intent better than usual. It is expressing it clearly. It wishes to rest and be left alone. That's very cat. I feel all out of sorts. Is the machine really working again? It is, indeed. Then make us a drink and one for Silver as well. The same one should be fine for both. Just make it hot and comforting and... What would you like, sibling? I think I need some sweetness right now. I would really appreciate a hot, very sweet, very comforting drink. Oh, goodness. I feel like the drinks are starting to get kind of more difficult to make. Comforting, that's more like tea, right? Or chocolate? Let's see what. So that's warm and bitter. Not quite as warm. Very warm. Not warm. Okay, so we'll go with tea. Very sweet. And very comforting. Do we have anything that's like cinnamon and honey? I don't think so. I'm just trying to see. Just trying to look at the pictures and see if I can tell what's in a drink based on the shadow, the silhouette. But I don't know. Maybe 2 lots of honey. Let's try it and see what happens. We'll do some experimenting. No, that's definitely not it. I still think it's likely to be tea. Let's try cinnamon and honey. Nope. Oh no, that's not very sweet, is it? Let's see. Tea. I'm not really sure how to make it very sweet other than just putting 2 lots of honey in. And now I've already forgotten the combinations that I just did, which is pretty amusing. Did I already try this one? I don't know. Oh, I'm so sorry if I did. Yeah, I think I might have done. Oops. The comforting thing makes me want to put milk in it, but then that cools it down. Then that also makes me think of chocolate, but then that's not. That doesn't make it hot. Maybe with cinnamon. I'm gonna try that. I don't think I can trash another one, right? Oh, that doesn't look right at all. Oh well. Here you go, sweet drinks for the two of you. This isn't bad, although it could probably have been a little sweeter. Could it? How? The sensation of this is not vastly different from what you served us the other night, but it sounds like it will be fine. Maybe I should have put the honey first, before the cinnamon. Oh, I missed what that said. I'm impressed though, Silver. You've become quite savvy at navigating these situations, even if I'm sure you'd rather avoid them altogether. Yes, I would definitely prefer to avoid them, but I need to get used to them anyway. It does sound like you got suspicious today. That's far from the worst of it. What do you mean? Okay, you know the cafe I said I'm opening? Yes. Well, it's not exactly like this cafe. In fact, it's not exactly a cafe at all. For the past few months, it's been the basis of operations for SAVE. SAVE? SAVE. Society for Aliens and Various Extraterrestrials. Wow. I know, it sounds very reckless. No, it sounds rather admirable. I think I underestimated you. I don't know. But you see why I've had to become savvy. As you said, I have a lot of people depending on me now. Those who are just arriving to Earth and are confused and scared. Those who have adopted Earthling appearances and are trying to blend in. Those who are learning how to understand life here and how to understand themselves. For all of them, it's an existential matter. Not everyone is meant to be a hive mind. I know I wasn't. No offense, Amanda. We are not offended. We have always known you were different from us. It is all the same to us. You are a sibling, whether you live as the hive or as an earthling. Amanda, I really do love you. What is love? That is not a conversation I think I can have right now. I'll explain it to you tomorrow, okay? After we both have a rest. We will remind you of it. I know you will. I think I'm getting a little tired now. Is it alright if we go back? Absolutely. Our energy is also 98.429% depleted. Silver, is there anything we can do to help? No, I don't think so. Thank you for offering, really. But you have a different part to play in all this, and you've been playing it very well. You're very kind. Well, in that case, have a good night, the two of you. And please come again soon. You'll always be welcome here. Us and many others. We know and we're grateful. Good night, Kay. I'd say good night to the cat, but I don't think it needs my wishes. Good night, Kay. See, now we can use good night. We find it rather odd that maybe we should continue this chat while we walk. Alright. So, I think I've failed every single drink this evening, right? That's so unfortunate. What a night. This has been a great deal more animated than we bargained for. And I suppose we have a new four-legged friend now. I wonder what you're doing here, little one. Don't you have a home? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. Meow. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to let me close shop. But Silver, it's an honor to be related to someone like you. Interesting. Well, that was another evening of Coffee Talk, episode 2. Thanks for watching.